What's up, guys? How are we doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastically well. Before we get into this video, just a quick shout out to my Patreons Dark Trailer, Spectrum 3900, and Bill Flatter. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. Your support goes a long way to making sure everything runs smoothly. And yeah, so first, I did say that I would still do some hunts. They weren't going to be the daily hunts like I was doing before. But I figured this gives me a little bit of a chance to just show where something is and all that sort of stuff. So I got 50 PED with me because I don't want this to be an overly long video. I don't want it to be a overly big video, but we do have a couple of things to discuss at the moment, which one of them will be the giveaway at the end of the month. The other one will be sort of the direction of the channel, just sort of what I'm going to be doing over the next month. Things in my own life that will not hinder anything, but in fact make things a lot smoother, giving me some time, sort of scheduling and all that sort of stuff, which is nice. Scheduling to make stuff, not necessarily scheduling to upload consistently or daily or any of that crap. So, before we start talking about all that sort of stuff, we're doing one of these daily hunts, and I just wanted to show you where the bigger Dahars are. They're not overly tough to find. They're literally just past the mock hats and Dahar juveniles. They're up this way. The sunny boys are up that way. So what we're hoping to get out of this is, we would love to get a global, but we are just looking to increase our rank, get our dailies done, and that's pretty much it. We are using an LP15, mainly because I want to increase my handgun skills, and I don't want to spend the extra, 6-7 PED to have things transported here. At some point I will just do one big mass buy of stuff, and then just let it come through naturally and all that sort of stuff, from Calypso to Toulon. So we're going to be getting our challenge rank up. We're going to be getting an okay portion of the Dahar stuff done, and we're going to be running through this nice and quick. So the first thing that I want to talk about today is, one, check this out. I got myself a hermetic ring out of a Christmas strongbox. Just a hermetic ring adjusted. Run speed is increased by 8%, so that's pretty cool. So that's pretty nice. But first and foremost, the giveaway. Thanks to my lovely Patreons, I'm actually able to start these giveaways, or as I'm going to put them, raffles, a lot earlier than I was anticipating. I thought that I would have to wait until until the channel was earning some money through ad revenue. Then I would have to calculate the money monthly. But thanks to my lovely patrons, I'm actually able to bring this ahead closer. So, with the raffle, there's going to be a cash prize, a PED prize for Entropians. Now, these specific giveaways will just be for people that play Entropia. It'll specifically be for that. But if you're I will be putting some prerequisites in place for that. Now, the big giveaway, that will either be in PEDs or in USD, AUD, whatever, whenever I hit 1,000 subscribers. That will be separate to these raffles, okay? Separate to these raffles. Now, the way it will work is I will, closer to the end of the month, actually probably halfway through the month, so in about a week and a half to 2 weeks, I'll be uploading a video to basically gather up names of people that want to be involved in the raffle. Those that want to be involved in the raffle, I will make sure your names are written down nice, safe, happy, and then we will find a method to draw the raffle. Now, I'm going to leave it up to you guys. We can either do this one of two ways. We can either have one prize, so just one straight up prize for one lucky SOB, or I can split it into 3 smaller prizes for 3 lucky SOBs. So I'm going to leave that up to you guys. So mission 1, if you guys choose to accept it, is to tell me how would you like it done. I'm going to leave that in your hands. Right now, the giveaway pot will be 200 PED. That giveaway pot might get a little bit bigger later on down the line, depending on how many more Patreons I get. But as it stands right now, this month's raffle pot will be 200 PED. And I think it's a reasonable amount, so you don't have to subscribe to the Patreon if you don't want to. Though I will be setting up another tier for, I think I should be able to do a tier for $1, which if I can do that, that'll be dope. But I might also look at setting up some kind of like cheering system or tipping system or whatever. And I'm thinking if I was to do something like that, most of that would go towards the raffle. Anyway, so that's how that's going to happen. So we're going to be doing a monthly raffle, and it's going to be a percentage of what I get from Patreon. And in the future, that will also include a percentage of what I get from YouTube ad revenue. All that stuff. So be sure to subscribe, guys. Be sure to subscribe. And of course, the Patreon will be down in the description if you want to check that out. I will be messaging the Uber Legends, Dark Trailer and Bill Flatter. I will be messaging you guys on Patreon because I do need to set your your Patreon rewards up. And I will be asking you if you guys want to help a video, or if you want to forego the helping of the creation of a video and just have your sponsorship spot for anything. And of course, if you're like, nah bro, forgo it, don't worry about it, that's fine as well. But I need to get this stuff in, like what we're going to be doing in writing, just to cover my own ass pretty much. I'm not sure what it's like over in the States, but I think, or any other country, but pretty much in Australia, if you say this, you will get this if you pay this, then the only way that is voided is if you then get in writing no, or an exchange of some sort. So yeah, I will be messaging you Uber Legends to basically figure that stuff out. Anyway, on to the second thing that I was going to talk about, which was, certain things with the channel, not direction, well, kind of direction. So I've decided I really love online games, right? Online games are like one of my favorite, like little passions. I love them, whether they're a leaderboard thing, whether they are like an MMORPG like World of Warcraft, RuneScape, even Rift and shit like that, or Adventure Quest 3D, things like that. Whether it's things like that, or things with leaderboards, so things such as Smite, Heroes of the Storm, League of Legends, but also like some other ones, so ones such as like Diablo 3, Path of Exile, stuff like that. I'm gonna be doing a lot of videos on those, so my channel's gonna be mainly focusing around online games, MMOs, and all that sort of stuff, but there will be certain games thrown in there that I feel have a good enough, or at least a fun enough aspect to it that I feel like commenting on it. So one of the ones that I feel like doing is basically how to get ridiculously rich and slightly overpowered in Mount & Blade Bannerlord without without actually leaving a city. So that's going to be fun, really interesting. Another video I'm going to be doing is looking at from an old school player who's only recently returned to RuneScape, talking about my personal opinions and feelings and stuff and thoughts on the difference between what they now call old school RuneScape, which is weird because RuneScape was just RuneScape to me, and RuneScape 3, so, or just RuneScape. A few of the other online games I'm going to be looking at is Dead Frontier and Dead Frontier 2. I'm going to be comparing those two. If you guys don't know what Dead Frontier is, if you're a zombie fan, check both of them out. 10 out of 10, you won't be disappointed. Love that shit. Dead Frontier 2 has a little bit more of a spooky atmosphere to it compared to the first one. But I'll be going over all that stuff in the future. Now, what does this mean for the channel? This means that there's going to be not a slowdown in content, but there's going to be a dramatic shift in content. There's going to be a dramatic shift in style, things like that, in how I'm going to be doing things, what I'm going to be doing. For example, in Entropia Universe, I might look at the aspect of trying to hunt down specific items, or I might look at the aspect of being a free-to-play player for a week or even more, or seeing what sort of skills I get from just sweating for 3-4 days, things like that. Just out of curiosity and fun, those are the things that I'm going to be doing when it comes to Entropia Universe. And of course there's going to be like hunts and stuff. There's going to be bigger hunts, but I think if I do like a big hunt, it's going to end up being a live stream. Oh, that wasn't too bad. 12.25 PED. No, that's not bad. And I'm going to be looking at a whole bunch of different stuff, but the main change is going to be the fact that there's going to be multiple different types of games on the channel, which will do one of two things. It'll either drastically increase the growth of the channel, increase the growth of the community, or it will drastically decrease the growth of the community. I'm fine with both. Of course, the former would be best, but I'm fine with both happening because I'll be making something that I enjoy. Now, I will be starting some kind of employment very soon. In fact, I should be starting it this week. And that's going to not cut into any time. It's not going to cut into any time, but it's going to free up a lot of space in my brain. Okay? A lot of the worries that I was having are going to be slightly dissipated. And, well, depending on how things turn out. But I'm very optimistic. I'm very optimistic about things, so that's going to be pretty good. Hopefully. So there's going to be changes. And, like, whether these changes are for the good or for, for better or worse, that will be, yet to be seen. And I'm also going to be working on a side YouTube project. Not my creepypasta thing, that's dead. I'm not even going to bother. There's just... how do you put this? There's not enough stuff that I would like to talk about. Plus the District Horror thing, if I was to get back into it, I would be talking about real accounts, not like the true scary stories. No, I'll be talking about mythology. I'll be talking about horror throughout the history. I'll be talking about urban legends, how certain urban legends are based in fact. Things like that, just different things like that. How certain tropes came about, like certain horror tropes came about. One that I would love to look into is the jump scare, because there is a science behind it, and it's so dull, it's so shit. Essentially, a jump scare is designed to give a false scare in order to give the appearance of something being scary when it's not. And it's usually, a jarring sound with, it could be not a scary thing at all. It could just be someone walking around a corner. But it'll be a jarring sound mixed with something flashing up for no reason. And yeah, like the mirror scares. Oh, such a fucking stupid thing. Mirror scares suck. They're the most classical trope thing, to the point where even if they don't use it, you realize, oh, they're just doing it to, to move expectations across. So it's like, oh, they're not going to do that sort of stuff, and then like later on they'll be like, aha, something in the mirror, dickhead. So dumb, so dumb. My daughter is making some noise. Hopefully she's not breaking anything. Not my kid. Could be anything. But she's a good kid. But yeah, so it's gonna be interesting going forward. I have a couple of different ideas. How many videos should you expect a week? 2? Like, expect at least 2 videos a week. But I'm hoping there'll be more, depending on like my creativeness and all that sort of stuff. There could be more. I'm not going to pump out trash just for the hell of it. If there's going to be any sort of things that I want to talk about, like these general discussion videos, then it will be in the form of me like either hunting or grinding up some stuff in RuneScape or whatever I'm playing at the time. You know, I might be, or there could just be some background stuff, some like battles from Mount Blade Warband, or a dungeon run in an MMO, or just any sort of game. Could be anything. Could be anything. So, you know, keep your minds and eyes open and all that sort of stuff. But it's going to be one of those things where it's going to be not tricky to change the style at all. And I mean, it's just me. You guys know me. You guys know me by now. I'm me. And I'm going to do what I think is right, and I'm going to do my best to give what I think you guys would like to see. Or at least what I would like to see. And that's the other thing that people don't understand. Like, if you make something and it's the sort of content that you don't want to see, then there's no point in making it. Now, I like mining videos, and I also like hunting videos, so I do like those things. But I like them where they're a little bit more exciting, a little bit more spicy. You know, like hunting a bigger mob, or doing amped mining runs. That'll be fun. I'd love to go to like FOMA or something like that, or anywhere and do an amped mining run, just to see if we get lucky. You know, just sort of throwaway videos that are like, ooh, yes, that spiciness of, you know, the expectation, the hope, and sometimes like grandiose, like overwhelming happiness, or extremely disappointing dissatisfaction. There's something about it that just sort of tickles me pink just a little bit. I won't lie. I find that shit great. So yeah, that we're coming very close to the end of our video and our little hunt here, and I gotta say, it's good. Having this little discussion, well, it's one-sided, but I'm sure you guys are sitting there going, yes, or you're sitting there going, you're an absolute twat. Oh, I do want to point something out. I was talking to one of you guys now. I don't know if he's a subscriber. He has commented on my stuff in the past. To be honest, I think him and me butted heads. But I think at the time when me and him butted heads, I wasn't in the right state of mind. As you guys have known how I've said throughout my videos recently, due to the neurological changes in my brain, which, you know, brought on the Tourette's, I was in a very dark spot for like 2 years. Chronic depression and a lot of anger towards mainly myself, but also critique and all that sort of stuff. So there was times where either, you know, someone would say something and mean it a specific way, but because I'm reading it on a screen, their intentions aren't obvious that they're trying to be helpful, or they're just genuinely just giving information. They might, like, for how I was at the time, it might seem like they were coming across like a bit of a cunt. And in my brain, at the time, it was a genuine thought, a genuine feeling. But these days, I'm like, you know what, I could have been, if I was in the current state of mind that I am now, I would have just been like, yep, cheers for the information, mate. I'll keep that in mind for next time, and I'll just continue on my way. And yeah, so I think the guy's name is Lerxtrm. On YouTube, Lerxtrm. I don't think he posts any videos, but he does have some good information. He has shared information before. And a part of me is like, okay, if I say this out loud, then I might get a "I fucking told you so," or, you know, blah, 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 blah. I'm not even going to worry about that. But this was one thing that I found really interesting, and he's 100% right. I did the math a little while later, and I think it's a little bit worse than what he had said when you give a few other things into context as well. So, with the unlimited versus limited weapons, right? And you can go and see his comment. I've got it there. I'm actually thinking of pinning it so people can actually see it, which I'm going to do right now, because it is a very good point. So, we're going to head back, and then I'm going to discuss his comment and why it's a little bit more of an epic value, and why I'm going to redo my unlimited versus limited, but in a different light. Okay, so I'm going to get there, and we're going to look at what we got back here, which, let's see, 30, we're going to get maybe 40, 42, 43, something like that. So we definitely lost. We definitely lost on that. I think they're doing some weird balancing, so I have no idea. I have no idea what's going on, but there was some issues with loot stuff in crafting. There was a lot of things that were getting pointed out by a lot of different people, that I think maybe the planet's person was like, yeah, this is a little bit lopsided, let's fix that shit. So, anyway, let's just have a quick look at the TT value. I think it's going to be around the 43 mark, something like that. Oop. Oh, 46.75. And we also got to account for the decay of the weapon, which was about 5. So, if we account for decay of some of the armor as well, I think it'd be safe to say that we lost maybe 10 PED or thereabouts. I think that's probably the safest bet. But anyway, Lerxtrm, Lerxtrm. Yeah, this initial thing is, I'm guessing, talking about the Loot 2.0. So he gave a couple of points. One, even if Loot 2.0 systems compensate the TT loss due to low DPP, damage per pack, it doesn't compensate any ammo or decay lost due to not having the skills to use a weapon. Now, this was an oversight on my behalf. Your TT loss due to using an unmaxed, unlimited old school weapon for your professional level will be around 4%. Study Entropedia and Planet Calypso Forum for this number. It's like you'd always hunt only on taxed land, which is very interesting. Second, markup for one LR25 at 114.55% is 8 PED. With an LR25, you can shoot approximately 658 PEDs TT worth of ammo, or 5,395 uses. So at 12.2 packs per use. So there's some fucking good information for you right there, folks, if you want to figure that stuff out. If you cycle through the same amount of PED worth of ammo with a Karma Killer, you'll lose more than 26 PEDs due to your low-level skills, which are not compensated by Loot 2.0. Draw your own conclusions from this. That was his thing at the end, draw your own conclusions. So, because I was thinking, I'm like, things just weren't adding up properly. Even if I was hitting, and I had put attachments on, and I was hitting like nearly every time. I was barely missing after I attached a few things, but I was still losing some stuff. And I think that came from the minimum damage potential, and I think that's where I was losing a lot of that stuff on. The only reason you don't lose a ton is because you don't cycle too much. Anyone trying to skill up fast and get to higher levels will have to cycle a lot more and will surely lose a lot more if using unmaxed, unlimited old school weapons. For example, someone playing daily and doing runs of 3k to 3.5k PEDs worth ammo uh, per day will lose more than 130 PEDs a day, or more than 4k PEDs a month, or 400 USD. And this is without Mindark's usual cut. And then they come crying on Planet Calypso forum complaining for losing hundreds of dollars a month in an online quote-unquote game, even at low levels. Yeah, I completely agree. Like, way too many people go and cry because they lost stuff. And, yeah, completely true. And so I'm gonna be redoing, not redoing, but I'm gonna be doing an updated version of my unlimited versus limited weapon sort of thing, and I'm going to be sort of discussing the points that Lerxtrm made in his thing. I've pinned it on my unlimited and versus limited thing, so go and check that out. Give it a read for yourself. Good information on his behalf, and yeah, so essentially, now, he's right. I don't cycle a lot of PEDs a month, mainly because IRL, I can't afford it, okay? I think IRL, I can afford to cycle maybe... If I could cycle maybe 500 to 1,000 PEDs in the span of a month, that would be good. But as it stands right now, you know, that's pretty much the max that I can get to, is around 500, 600 PEDs, like cycling worth of ammunition. And then I got to take into account decay costs of armor, weapons, depending on the weapons that I'm getting, and all of that stuff. So, I'm going to be doing another video addressing this specific thing, because, like, you have no idea. I was racking my brain trying to figure this out. I was crunching numbers and all that sort of stuff. But luckily, people more smarter than myself had already crunched these numbers and had, you know, done all that sort of stuff. And yeah, obviously, like, Lerxtrm, yeah, he's been around for quite a long time. I think one of his posts, like one of his comments, my memory's bad for that time, but I think one of his comments said that he's been playing for, like, well over a decade, I believe. Well over a decade, I believe. But, anyway, I'm going to be doing a video addressing that later on in the week. And I'm going to be looking at a whole mess of stuff. Whole mess of shit. Going over, like, not theories, but, like, just different stuff. Efficiency, how it play, like what roles does it play, the cost of weapons, how you might be able to mitigate those costs, those costs, maybe. Anyway, guys, it's been far too long of a video. I just wanted to put that out there, and yeah, go and give that comment a read. It's on the unlimited versus limited stuff. It's pinned to the top. Go and check that out, and yeah, hope you guys have a fantastic day. And I will catch you guys in the next one.